Welcome to Erotic by Nature. I'm Angela Thurston. Today we're going to touch on some erotica. I have went in and out of different phases in my life where I've read erotica, when I didn't read erotica, and now I am really seeing, once again, the value in reading sexy stories. There are many websites that have different erotic stories on it. So a lot of them are people sending in their own personal experiences. And it's really interesting because it gives you, it gives you ideas if you are more expanded in your sexual exploration. And it also provides a really good venue for fantasy. Because sometimes, a girl just needs a little help getting stimulated and excited. One of my favorite times to read erotica is at bedtime, both by myself and with my partner. It makes for a very sexy partner exploration. What we do is, before we get into bed, I use almond oil because that's my favorite. My partner uses coconut oil. And so we get ourselves all lubed up and we're connecting with our body because we're touching ourselves and we're massaging the oil in. And then we get comfy in bed with the blankets and the pillows. And we line up our genitals. And sometimes my partner reads to me. And sometimes I read to him. And we enter into the story time with no expectations and no attachments to outcome. Because let's face it, we live such busy lives that we're pretty wiped by the time we go to bed. And I know for me, most nights sex is the last thing on my mind. So this gives us an opportunity to connect without any expectations. And we see what happens with our bodies. How do our bodies respond? And then we take it from there. And as well, if he's not home, I'll read erotica to myself and see where it takes me. So, and if it doesn't take me anywhere, what it does is it's stimulating and percolating different ideas and visions, and it's keeping things flowing. Right now, I have some favorite books that I'm reading, and they're actually, I don't know what you call four, like a quadrilogy. I'm not sure, but there's four of them. And the books are by Anne Rice. So they are beautifully written. Like they're a real pleasure to read because the writing is so descriptive and it flows. I have to say that when I first started reading them, because it is about being a pleasure slave, and it's in this kingdom of pleasure slaves. So a lot of it, because it's new territory for me, I could feel the uncomfortableness in my body. But the story is so intriguing that I kept on turning the pages, and then there's this little whoop of excitement, and so then I'd want to know more. And I kept on reading, so now I'm on book 4. And the character development and the intertwining of all the lives of the characters and how they come and go into each other's lives within this whole kingdom is very what is the word I'm looking for? I was going to say fantasy, but it creates really interesting fantasies, but they're fantastic. They're really fantastic. So the first 3 books I got at a used bookstore, and the 4th one because it's a newer version. When Anne Rice first came out with these books, she used a different name for them. And then the 4th book came out only 2 years ago, so I wasn't able to find it secondhand. But I did, Chapters has it. So, or your any independent local bookstore would be able to bring it in for you. So the first book is called The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty. It's really put a whole new twist on one of my all-time favorite fairy tales. That is for certain. And the second one is called Beauty's Release. And then, oh no, that's the third one. The second one is Beauty's Punishment. And then the third one is Beauty's Release. So, reclaiming, the claiming of Sleeping Beauty, Beauty's Punishment, Beauty's Release, and then the fourth one is Beauty's Kingdom. So I hope that you are interested in these books, and if you are, I would love to know your thoughts about it, as well as I would really like to know, what do you like to read? Do you have a favorite erotic website that you would like to share in the comments below, or do you have a favorite erotic author or specific books that you've read that have really done it for you? So it's really good to share this information. We got to promote pleasure, make sexuality normal and acceptable and not so taboo. And so I really would like to start some discussions about this. So I look forward to reading about all your recommendations, and I hope you have a most delicious day. Bye for now.